It's everybody's favorite mascot from the 90s. This guy even had his own giant balloon at the Macy's Day Parade back in the day. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Sonic. But did you know that Ristar is a variation of one of the early concepts for Sonic? Well, if you do, then congratulations, because a lot of people don't. I mean, he's obscure enough that a lot of people don't even know how to say his name. Actually, there's some debate about that, but the point is that the game is uncommon enough that lots of people grew up saying it in a certain way without ever knowing anybody pronounced it differently. So how did this game come to be? Okay, so back in the early 90s, Sega was looking at all the success that Nintendo was having with Mario and thought, we should make our own mascot to help us out. Sorry, but Alex Kidd was just not getting the job done at the time. So they came up with a whole bunch of ideas, and one of the ideas that they got really far with was this bunny who would grab things with its ears. That idea was eventually scrapped for Sonic, and it's hard to argue with that decision, as it's pretty hard to imagine video games existing without Sonic. Anyways, fast forward a few years later, and Sega is looking to make another game where the stakes aren't as high. They already have the marketing power of Sonic, and it's the very end of the lifespan for the Genesis. They decide to revisit that bunny idea they had, only this time they changed him into a star with arms and legs. He definitely looks like a character who came from a lot of the same inspiration as Sonic. However, the result is a game that's much different than Sonic. The main difference is the speed. Where Sonic runs and speeds around rolled up into a ball, Ristar just walks along at a brisk pace. This makes the game play more like a traditional platformer, as opposed to a less traditional platformer, which was Sonic through and through. Sega wasn't trying to swing for the fences and revolutionize video games with Ristar. They were just trying to make a solid game. And that's exactly what they made. This is often considered one of the best games for the system, and it's easy to see why. To start off, it's got a fun concept, which is that you use your arms to grab onto things. This can be things to climb on or swing on that allow you to move through the level, or enemies that you smash your face into as an attack. I mean, how cool is that? Grabbing something with both hands and just smashing it into your face as hard as you can. I mean, I've done this for years to impress people. Anyways, the game has a lot of fun gameplay based around his abilities, and you'll be doing a lot of different stuff as you make your way through the game. Games like this just do a great job of showing how creativity can go a long way in keeping a game interesting. Every level has a different theme, of course, but also a different way that you'll be using your arms to interact with the stage. This accomplishes what any great game does, which is wanting to get to the next level. Another big highlight of this game would have to be the boss battles. The boss battles are all very different from each other, and it's always fun to figure out what you need to do and then try to execute it. They all feel like a huge showdown, and it feels good to beat each one. Why do I want to take out this hammerhead shark so bad? I don't really know, and it doesn't matter. The stories in these types of games are often just ignored. And not necessarily because they're bad, but because they aren't the focus. They're just kind of there to guide the game along, and in that way they serve their purpose. And I think this game overall really serves its purpose as well. It was a late release for the system, and showed what developers could do with the hardware before they moved on to development with the next systems. Alright, so back to the controversy with how to pronounce the name. Let everybody know in the comments how you pronounce it, and I will see you in the next video.